Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we did manage to pull Silver Surfer earlier today, and if you haven't seen that opening, just go and watch it. It's crazy. The RNG on that opening was insane. But either way, we have Silver Surfer, we have Cosmic Awakening Gem. So our mission today is to get him all the way up to rank 5 and max sig him. So I am struggling with tier 2 alphas, and you can see that the video is cut in few places in between, and that is basically because I was chasing down every single tier 1 alpha today that I could find. And we did quite good job of it, because we did ended up taking this guy all the way up to rank 5. So I do have a rank up gem for rank 3 to 4. I actually had 2 of them, and now that he is at rank 4, we're just gonna max level him out. Then I basically had to do a couple of tier 3 basic quests to trade them in for tier 1 alphas in Black ISO market. And then there was like some advancement rewards coming in before, and there's a glory store, and basically we were looking under every single cushion, rug and couch crevice to find the tier 1 alpha catalysts, and we did so. And so he is already at rank 5 right here, and that means once he's ranked up fully, we will put in 299 sig stones in this guy. Now I have like 80 something cosmic stones, and I also had like 80 or 60 generic 5-star signature stones from Cyber Weekend deals expiring. I had only like a few hours to get it done basically, and yeah, so we used all of the expiring ones and all of the cosmic ones, and then topped up with whatever else was needed. So we're gonna use the 80 generic now. I'm gonna claim all of them afterwards, and yeah, so obviously as always whenever you sig up a champion, the game likes to go a bit laggy. But either way, now that we have almost finished up ranking this guy, we will head into Act 6 and Realm of Legends and check him out in a couple of fights, because, well, let's be honest here, he is not the most impressive character by any means. And these videos that I'm going to be showcasing Silver Surfer, his damage is still going to be inflated, because I will have Suicide Masteries on, and obviously I'm going to put on some synergies. I will release another video later on with Silver Surfer where I won't be running Suicide Masteries, just to see how it kind of compares. Because he's definitely not a suicide friendly character. He's not a champion you want to be using with Suicide Masteries, with like a couple of exceptions maybe on Freezer Burn nodes or something. But either way, so we can see here that Silver Surfer now is SIG 200, looking fantastic. That prestige is insane, highest prestige in the game, which is pretty much the sole and only reason why I did take him up. Other than that, yeah. We're also going to see that I'm not really still the best as Silver Surfer. I do need to put in some practice. This was like pretty much my first fight with him ever, so we're going to see some mistakes happening for sure. But we did start out with a heavy attack, and then we went into a special one to activate the Furies. If you see the stun, it is because of Hulk synergy with Black Widow. We have 25% chance to stun opponents with each and every single one of our special attacks. I just figured it would be a fun synergy to check out. In Act 6, I'm going to be using some of the Cosmic and Nick Fury synergies to extend his buff duration, so that is kind of helpful for the guy as well. But either way, now that we have basically built up and gotten more or less all the buffs that we need, 47 hits in the fight here, and let's see, some of the damage numbers aren't like that horrible. They're definitely not bad, like as in catastrophically bad. It's just that they don't seem high enough. But damage is really not kind of like the biggest issue of the guy. As you can see, all of these hits do also net like quite decent energy damage. So if we drop a hit for like 6,000, there's another like 4,000 energy damage. So that's quite considerable, definitely. And even here at this point, I will try to, I think, activate... let's see what we do here. Oh, we're gonna go for level 3. We dropped a heavy attack, activated the buff, so that refreshed the ones that we had active already. We're gonna drop a level 3 just to check out that level 3 animation as well. And yeah, a sun exploded. Unfortunately, it didn't do damage the sun explosion should do, but it was 30k, so it's not all that bad damage. To be honest, like 30,000 level 3 is quite alright. But yeah, keep in mind that this is with Suicide Masteries. Now we have that aptitude buff active, and let's see how much does this level 2 do. And that extra damage and that last crit wasn't too bad for sure. So it was about 110 hits. I think I tried a few more fights and pretty much all of them ended up being 100 to 120 hits, more or less. Now we're gonna go in against Captain Marvel Classic, so the next fight in Realm of Legends once again, and see if we can chip it down a bit. And now during this fight I have gone under 50% of my health, therefore we will see a slight attack increase from Courage Mastery. And I will also try to kind of be a bit better with my buff rotation. So we started with armor up buff. We're going with power gain next. We're going to try and activate the Fury as our last buff. And now that we have done so, pretty much with almost about a power as well, we kind of want to basically rush to our level 2, I think, just to do the maximum amount of damage that we can possibly do without that aptitude buff active. And as you can see that level 2 did do all right kind of damage. I do want to check these fights out without Suicide Mastery though. But yeah, so now we are up there again. We still have Fury and Power Gain, and that's what I kind of realized, that the Power Gain buff is the one you kind of want to cycle because it expires before rest of the buffs do, because it has shorter duration, and that is the one that you can kind of use to refresh the armor up and furies. So there is probably kind of like the optimal idea how to way to rotate your buffs in longer fights is to keep that armor up and fury active at all times, and then do your best to cycle your power gains and activate them in order to refresh the rest of the buffs that you have active on yourself. But at this point we did drop a quite nice level 1 there, to be honest, and we have those 3 armor breaks. We are hitting relatively hard, and this big level 2 nearly finished her out. So we finished at 101 hits. 101 hits for Realm of Legends champion. It's not bad, like, let's face it, it's not a horrible showing at all. Now we're gonna check him in 6.3. I think these are gonna be just a couple of random fights, nothing special about them, no extreme nodes or anything. It's just those health pools and 6.3 attacks basically that we're contending with. And this one's in particular is Vulture, and we also have class advantage in this one. Unfortunately here I misshoot my level 1, which is one of the things that I noticed that I have done several times as I was recording fights, because you keep so much attention to whichever buff you are on that you kind of sometimes lose a bit of your timing on when to shoot off your level 1, and the double hit medium doesn't help the case either. So there's definitely some kind of practice period for Silver Surfer, and he will take some time to kind of get used to, get accustomed to. But at this point we do have 3 unique buffs active, and we can pretty much finish out the fight. I thought I'm gonna drop a nice level 2 there, but I didn't. Unfortunately, I was just shy of level 2. I miscalculated my power, and I overestimated my power gain buffs, but either way we finished out the fight with 56 hits. I could have definitely done it quicker. So 56 hits for 6.3 opponent definitely is not the worst thing. It's actually quite solid. It's better than I thought he would do in these fights. And now we're gonna go up against She-Hulk. And yeah, so here we go. We're also gonna try and start with our heavy attack, basically phasing. I should probably do only 1 hit, because then she's still stunned and I am basically guaranteed to land my heavy attack. But that's one of the best things about Silver Surfer in general, is that heavy attack, that phasing, that safety it gives you is quite awesome. I definitely do enjoy it, and you kind of like with a corner for your eye, whenever you see that cosmic buff active, you kind of have that extra layer of protection, because whenever you make a mistake you can immediately just try and land your heavy attack, and then it kind of also protects you from opponent special attacks, from whatever else you might have messed up in the fight with. But either way, so we have all our fury buffs, armor buffs active, we have power gain as well, so we are basically in time for a good level 2. I just wanted to bait out level 2 of her own. Now we're dropping our level 2, and it does some really solid damage there per hit. Last hit crits for like 16 hits, so that's not bad at all. With the energy damage it's basically around 20k hit there, so it's not the biggest hit, but it's definitely respectable. And we're gonna go for another level 2. It's unblockable, and she's nearly dead, and we're just gonna go and punish her special attack. So the fight is over here once again, this time a bit more, 81 hits. either we had a worse rotation or we didn't get as lucky with our crits. But this fight is going to be cool. We're going to finish this fight out like super quickly. So this is in 6-2-1 with life cycle, and that unblockable of level 2 is actually really good against life cycle, and we're going to see exactly kind of how and why afterwards as well. But yeah, so we are starting off with that power gain buff, which is how I start most of my fights, I could say. Then by that time, when the cosmic buff reactivates, basically we have gotten to our level 1, which we can drop and gain the Furies. And at this point we kind of only need that armor up. We don't even really need it, but it would be good to have it. So I drop my heavy to drop that armor up, and as we can see that level 2 was already excess. He was already down basically before the 40 hit mark. So 40 hits for 6.2 opponent, it's quite a lot. It's not bad. It's definitely better than I thought he would be doing. Now I'm basically waiting to change my masteries and see how he does without suicides. Either way, this is going to be the last fight here of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of Silver Surfer. Do you have him? How you tried him out? How does he seem? Is there something I should know about him when I'm learning to play him? But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the buttons, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya.